Hey guys, Maven here. Now, in the wrestling business, everyone wants to be the champion, the one holding the belt, the one everyone pays to see. But there is a flip side to that coin, and that person is the loser, the jobber, the person making the champion look good. And color yourself lucky, I happen to have been in that category. In this video, I'm gonna go over my most infamous jobber match, which happened to be live on Monday Night Raw against none other than the Game, Triple H himself. I'm also gonna go over the tension that was building backstage and why even The Rock voiced his displeasure. So this story takes place in Cleveland, Ohio. March of 2003, Triple H is the champion, Booker T is the #1 contender. We're a few weeks away from WrestleMania. And at this time, they want to get people excited for the pay-per-view. And I was the one who was going to be on the receiving end of that. Let's take a look.
Oh, Triple H is saying to Maven. Oh!
The guy Triple H smacked is a worker. He's a wrestler, accomplished wrestler named Shark Boy. He's been on the independent scenes and wrestled for organizations like TNA.
What are you doing? He wasn't even on Tough Enough, numbnuts. Numbnuts, huh?
Oh, look out! Oh, look out here.
Numbnuts, huh?
If there's one thing Hunter is, it's aggressive. When he grabs me, when he pulls me, he's doing it for real. And so when you see a little glint in my eyes of fear, that's because it was there. There was a tiny bit of fear there. These guys are good, man. These guys are good, and you never know. Like, did I do something wrong? Is he really shooting on me? Is he being serious? And I mean, no one's better at this than the Game. Hunter is like, you know, he's good at what he does.
I'll tell you what, I will give you 30 minutes to get your gear on. You want to pretend to be a wrestler?
There it was. You want to pretend to be a wrestler. At this point, there was no pretending. I mean, hell, whether he liked it or not, and he probably didn't like it, but I was a wrestler. I didn't invent Tough Enough. I didn't go to Vince McMahon and say, you have to make Tough Enough. All I did was benefit from Tough Enough, and whether he liked it or not, I was there. I think that was a little bit of behind the scenes on how Hunter truly felt.
You get your stuff on, or I'm gonna come back here and kick your ass myself.
He could have gave me 30 seconds. Hell, I got my gear on right there. You see that? That's my ride. I didn't walk around in shiny shoes, and what you see hanging down the bottom of my legs, that's my knee pads. So I should have been like, hey, I got it on. Like, it's on. 30 minutes, it's on. I got it.
Triple H and Maven later tonight?
Going into a pre-tape like this, you just have to eat a shit sandwich and like the taste of it. Some people might think, okay, that's degrading. This is gonna make you feel stupid. You know, Hunter's gonna bitch you down. He's gonna back you down and stuff. Nah, you can't look at it that way. Hunter would pull me aside and explain to me, listen, and apologize in advance. He would say, listen, Maven, normally I don't like doing squash matches. And by squash matches, that's just a term in our business for I'm gonna get every ounce of the offense in, you're gonna get nothing in. The way you build a character and the way you help yourself is by building your opponent up. If I go out and just squash someone, what have I done? Absolutely nothing. So Hunter explained to me earlier in the day, I don't like doing squash matches. I'm sorry I'm doing this squash match. Normally I want you to get some offense in, but on this night, leading to WrestleMania in a few weeks, Hunter was just trying to expand on his heel persona. He had a big match coming up with Booker, and he wanted as many people as possible to hate him, to want to see Booker get the better of him. And what better way to do that than to beat the hell out of the Tough Enough kid? But numbnuts or not, I was fine with this.
He's as good as it gets. the best in the game.
Entrances are different today. They allow guys a lot more latitude. 20 years ago, not many people were able to have an entrance this elaborate. Guys backstage, wrestlers, they're not fans of squash matches. It just doesn't help the business to have somebody go out and be jobbed out. Years ago, wrestling had the term jobber, had guys that their whole paycheck was derived on going out and just being enhancement, having other name guys show off what they can do. But by the time we get to this year, the 2000s, the 2003, the term jobber, it still existed, but they were trying to phase it out. Why? If you beat somebody that gives you no offense, what have you done? Absolutely nothing.
I guarantee you one thing we're about to find out, JR. We're about to find out if this kid Maven is tough enough or not.
Hearing JR say that just proves that I was never going to be able to shake the moniker of being the tough enough kid. JR just said, we're going to find out tonight if Maven is tough enough or not. I had been in the wrestling business for almost 2 years at this point. I had been on the road traveling for well over a year with the company. And to still be mentioning tough enough, that just means it was something I wasn't going to be able to shake no matter how hard I tried.
Maven happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
This match was sell whatever Hunter does to me. And that was it. So in one sense of the word, it was almost a night off. I just had to literally get the hell beat out of me.
Look at that thing, Maven. That's the closest you'll ever get to it.
Triple H trying to intimidate the young former school teacher.
What would he have done if I'd have just slapped the shit out of him? I wouldn't have been employed the next day, that's for damn sure.
Look out!
In the game.
That sounds a whole hell of a lot worse than it actually is. It's not that bad. The stairs stacked on each other, the moment they separate and they go back together and there's microphones planted around, it sounds horrible. It doesn't hurt that bad.
Maybe right about that, King.
In a normal match, the moment he threw me into the ring and I create distance, I'm gonna fight back when he comes to grab me. I'm gonna do something, throw a kick, throw a punch, come up, do something. If he starts to pick me up, break his hands off, start throwing punches. In a normal match, the babyface should never die. As a wrestling fan, I want me to fight back, but then I have to remember, you have a job to do.
Maven is not a Booker
Oh, there's a kick. There we go. That's about the, there you go.
What are you saying?
I'm just repeating what Triple H said.
Well, that ain't gonna get you no. That's just.
I do remember him, and that's such a good, for all you wrestlers out there, a good easy heel tactic. Undertaker does it perfectly. The grinding of the forearm on the face, you don't even feel it. I wear contacts, and when he did that, it actually knocked one of my contacts out, and I'm blind as a bat. Fortunately, I had other contacts in my back, but I remember I could see out of one eye, and the other eye was, just not good.
One of the most evil, sadistic world heavyweight champions that I can ever remember seeing.
Hunter's taking care of me. He has a job to do. I know this kind of rubbed some people the wrong way. It didn't rub me the wrong way. He has a job to do, and I get it. And there's nothing he's done up until this point that hurt one bit.
But he's not Triple H caliber. Not Triple H material. Look at this.
On a side note, I kind of grew up me and my brothers putting a sleeper hold on each other, so this is just like bucket list check.
This is the same place Booker T's gonna wind up. Right here, JR.
A pedigree.
For anybody that wants to know what the pedigree, if it hurts or not at all. When he has your arms back and he comes down, it looks like he's holding your arms, driving your face into the mat. But as you're coming up and going down, he's releasing your arms, which gives you the time to go down and take the face bump, not completely on your face, and protect yourself.
And escorting him out of the ring. Oh,
Oh my God.
I had completely forgotten this was the match in the spot where we did the hanging. In a previous video, I discussed wrestling secrets, and I talked all about how we did this exact secret. I encourage you to go back and watch it. Al Snow was in the ring with me, along with Hunter, earlier in the day. We went over this countless times, not only to make sure that it went off and looked good on television, but to make sure I was safe. Just again, heel 101. He's already got the victory. He's already told a story. Let's just be as diabolical as we can. Let's hang the kid in the ropes.
Come on, let's cut his wind off. You're touching this kid to unconsciousness.
There's tension with the ropes. The reason when you hit the ropes, you get a spring effect and you go off to the other side is that tension. And so when the ropes are around my neck like that, and one's pinching on the front, one's pinching on the back, I do remember thinking, it's not a place I wanted to be. It didn't hurt. It did leave a few marks, and the next day I was scuffed up a little bit, but definitely nothing to write home about, nothing to get hot and bothered about. I was actually just very happy that the spot went the way we practiced it.
Al Snow should have taught Maven how to be thrown properly out of the ring. Look out! What a clothesline.
I remember feeling like at the end of this was maybe the first time that I checked a box on Hunter's respect meter. I mean, I don't know if I did. I'll never know if I did, but I felt like I did.
Either one of these, Snow or Baker, are not defrauding. But what it's all about.
Looking back on the match, I still remember, I remember guys coming up to me and being like, oh yeah, that's sorry about this. Oh, I'm sorry you're in this position. It was the wrong way to look at it. I was happy to be there. I was happy that somebody had a job that needed to be done, a story that needed to be told, and I was happy that they trusted me to tell the story. But, did everybody see it that way? Following this match, The Rock would actually pull me aside and just voice his displeasure. Tell me he didn't just appreciate the way I was jobbed out. The fact that I was squashed, and said the business has to be done a different way. He didn't like the way Hunter just pretty much used me. I wasn't in a position to where I could say anything. I was just happy to be on the damn show. But the fact that Rock took the time to tell me, hey man, I don't like what he did. And then he told me something. He said, when I come back, and I don't know where he was going, maybe he was filming a movie or I don't know, doing something. He said, but when I come back, we'll do something together. He was trying to make things right. Now, it never happened, and to be honest with you, I'm still waiting on it. But the fact that he took the time to pull me aside, and the mere fact that he was in my corner rooting for my career, truly meant the world to me. Remember, a year and a half prior to this, I had a bulletin board of this damn guy up. So I was still living a dream, squash match or not. Do you want to know the secret of how I got hung up in the ropes? To find out, click the link on screen.